Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I will show you how I made this wrap top. Easy steps. Okay, so now this enable you to like pass the rope inside so it can be firm around your waist, and you can tie in various form. You can tie to the back, you can tie to the side, you can tie to the front. It depends on how you want it. So at this point, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I think it's a good time for you to. So please subscribe to my channel, like my video, you can share so you can see more videos when I upload. Okay, now so the first thing I did was to mark out the half length. The half length I'm using is 19 plus sewing allowance of 1 inch, that's 20. Now to calculate for the armhole, I use the basic formula of the bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 plus 1. So that gave me 9. On that point of 9, I'll be marking my bust measurement. The bust divided by 4, that's what I'll be using here. Then I'll be adding my sewing allowance of maybe 2 inches, whatever works for you. But then I do not want to waste a lot of fabric, so I'm just going to like pull my fabric back a bit so I don't have a lot of wastage. Okay, so now I'll take my bust measurement, which is still the bust divided by 4, then plus 2 inches sewing allowance. I have 12. That's what I'm going to be marking out here. After which I'll go to the shoulder. 16 divided by 2 is 8. I'll mark my shoulder measurement. Then I'll bring up my armhole ruler to connect my armhole. Now, while connecting it, you have to take away your sewing allowance, whatever it is. You take away your sewing allowance and curve it into the actual measurement so that you don't have to trim the armhole when you are done. If not, by the time you're done, you have to like trim the armhole, because by the time you order your allowance, it's going to beat into your armhole. So but if you take it out and just smoothing it out the way I am doing now, you don't have to like start trimming. So now I'm going to work on the neck. When you're doing a wrap top, you don't make the neck so wide. So yeah, I'm just using 3 inches width, and because this is the back, I'm taking a depth of 1 inch. Okay, so that's one of the tricks. Don't make your neckline so wide. If it's so wide, it's going to be falling apart. It won't lie flat where you want it. Okay, then I took a shoulder slope of 1 inch, connect it to the neckline with a straight ruler like that. So on the waistline, I used my waist divided by 4 plus my 2-inch sewing allowance. Okay, plus the 2-inch sewing allowance, that's what I'm using. Then I'll connect it straight like that. Okay, so now what I'm just going to do is to just cut it out to place on the fabric to cut out the front. Okay, now that I'm done, I'm just folding my fabric so I can cut the front. Remember, it's a wrap top. That means there's going to be a lot of space at the front. Okay, I'm just trying to like place it where I have enough space for the front. Okay, and also now, how to get the folding you need in front is the waist divided by 4. Okay, whatever you get on the waist divided by 4 is what you put at that position at this point here. Okay, so now the waist divided by 4 that I'm using now is about 9. So now just check if I have 9 there. I don't, I have shortage, so I'm just going to move my fabric to where I have 9 inches, which is what I want to work with. Okay, so I'm just going to like cross check it. Now I have 9, so that means I'm fine. That's what I'm going to be using. I have 9 at that point too. So now working on the neckline, I just marks out where the distance. I'm just going to take 6 inches step. Do not make it too deep because it's a cross top, a cross like a wrap top is going to like open up the more. So don't make your neckline too deep. So I just on that point from the shoulder to this point, I made it 6 inches, taking it on a straight line. Then I just connect it slants like that and just go all the way to the end of my fabric. That's just the trick to it. Don't make the initial neckline too deep. By the time it is too deep, if you cut it out, you're going to have your necklines falling apart, that the neck will not be standing on the shoulder. You would be using lapel. I didn't use a lapel for mine and it stayed very well. Okay, now I'm done. I just cut it out this way it is. Okay, that is just it. The next thing I'll do now is to cut out my lining, and I'll be using my lining to like turn it together. I've cut out the lining for both the back and the front. Okay, what I'll just do now is to place the lining on it and sew on this line. Okay, and also at the back I'll do the same to the second one, and also at the back I'll just close the neckline and join the shoulders. All right, now I'm done doing that. I've closed it, I've joined the shoulders. I just put one into each other and lock it. Okay, that is, I just use one to like turn over the second neckline, shoulder line, and lock it. So that is what I have now. I've locked all the sides, I've pressed it. So now I will weave that part, and this is what I have. You can see my overlapping is like lying very flat. It's not showing so much cleavage. Okay, so what happened here was I finished up the one because the client needed the clothes, so I just used another fabric to do this, and I'll be cutting out my peplum. I'm using a peplum. I've measured out the lower part of my fabric. Okay, that is after joining the side, the lower part, the waistline. That is what I'm using in marking out this. But if you wanted to have like pleats, you can make it wider than what you measured. Then you mark out the length. You already know how to cut a peplum, I believe. If you don't, you can just put in the comment section. I'll make a video on how to cut a peplum top and a peplum. Okay, so now this is just what I'm doing. I'm just marking out the length of my peplum. Okay, then I just cut it all out like that to fit into the waist of my wrap top. Remember, it's going to be wider, so it has to fit into it. Okay, now I am done with this. Is the new top I just created. Like I said, I had to finish up the first one because the owner needed it. Okay, so what happened is I opened up one part and created a hole into it. Okay, like half 1 inch away from the waistline. Okay, and the hole too is about 1.5 inch. Okay, so I created that also that my rope can pass into it. As for the rope, I cut a rope that is 35 inches long and 4 inches wide. Okay, this is 1.5, so I cut in 2 inch. Then by the time I locked it, I had 1.5. All right, so now for the peplum, I'm done fixing it. I've ironed it, and I've turned it with lining, so it's all neat and nice like that. Okay, so what I'll just do is to fix it at the lower part. Just going to like if you cut in excess, you have to like pull the waistline to fit into the new waistline. If you notice, I notched the back, that's the center, so that I can meet. I don't want to have shortage or excess, so mine was just a little extra, so I pleated the extra just at the front, and this is what we have. I've weaved it. The part that has the opening, I stitched it open so that I will have easy access to pass through. Okay, to pass my rope through. Now this is what I have now. It's looking so nice. As for the sleeve, I'm just using a basic sleeve, no extra. So I'm just going to like sew my sleeve into it like this, and my rope, I'll be sewing it onto the end of the peplum and the wrap top. Okay, just so like that, then turn it over and lock it down. Okay, so that the end result will be neat. And that's what I'm going to be doing now. So here we have it. We are done. I fixed the sleeve, I fixed the rope, and everything is looking very nicely done. Okay, so now I'm just going to pass the rope into that hole I left. I left the hole on the left hand side. Okay, I left the hole on the left hand side, so I'm just going to pass it into it like so. You can see now the hole is going to like make your top really flat at that end. Okay, just like so, and you have it. So that is all about this. Please subscribe to my channel, like my video if you find this video helpful, comments below, and I would see you in my next video. Thank you.